Is he gonna say it? Oh, here you go. You have failed this city. Let's go. See what I mean? It only it only took 9 episodes for me to feel like the final season of The Flash finally feels like the final season of a show. And what I mean by that is I did not realize that during Crisis on Infinite Earths, Diggle never got to say goodbye. And now that I look back on it, that was major disrespect, because while Oliver started the entirety of the Arrowverse, while he was the core of the TV show Arrow, the bedrock of that show was my man Diggle, his relationship with Oliver, and them being boys through thick and thin. The idea that Oliver becomes like this massive entity, that he comes back, reshapes the entirety of the Arrowverse, or since we now know that the Arrowverse encompasses literally everything, even the DCEU movies and the DCU movies that are being made, that he never got to say goodbye to his best friend. His best friend never even got to say goodbye to him, because Diggle was erased on the time ship. Only people that were left with the Paragons, they continued on fighting. Diggle comes back and he has to come to terms with the fact that Oliver's gone, didn't get to say goodbye. So it was such a good feeling, bruh. Like, it was such a it was a feeling I didn't know, or a scene I didn't know that I really wanted, which was when Diggle comes around the corner and he sees Oliver, and there's just that look of relief and joy that you're seeing your boy again. Anybody who's ever moved away from somebody that they've been best friends with for like 15-20 years, for a really long time, y'all been through it thick and thin, and you move away and you come back, it's almost as if, especially if the friendship is really great, it's almost as if like you guys never left, like you just saw each other the other day. That's the look Diggle had. David Ramsey, you nailed those emotions, man. And Stephen Amell, I didn't even realize how much I really missed Arrow. Did the show get a little bit weak towards the end? Absolutely. Like, I feel as though its heyday, season 1, season 2, season 5 with Adrian Chase, season, was that 7 or 8? Which season was that? The season with not the season with Damien Dark, the season with the guy from Lost. I can't remember his name. Like, they underutilized him and then they killed him to replace him with Dragon, and that was bad. But when he was there, the amount of tension and the fact that he was always one step ahead of Oliver's entire team, that was fantastic. But so good seeing him come back and seeing him get a proper send-off with, even though it's not with the entirety of his own Arrow family, send off with the Flash family. Absolutely love it. I love the idea that his character isn't actually dead. His character is just basically the Spectre, and he's looking over the entirety of the Arrowverse that he essentially like recreated. That's dope as hell. That means that in the future, if the story demands it, you can always bring back Stephen Amell for a cameo or to pop up as either the Spectre or the Green Arrow, and that's dope as shit. But this is a Flash episode, and I'm done gushing over Stephen Amell. Bloodwork. I believe Bloodwork is one of the better underutilized villains that the Flash ever had. Anytime Bloodwork is there, I know that they're gonna crank that creep factor up to around 10, and his character always has a way of bringing forward those negative emotions that a character might bury super deep into the limelight. And I like the fact that the person who got infected was Wally. And I also like the fact that it basically had Barry deal with and accept the fact that he's basically, boy, you've been treating Wally like a redheaded stepchild. Technically he's supposed to be a redheaded stepchild now that I think about it. But it's one of those things where he kind of got shoved into the sidekick role, locked into the sidekick closet, and then Barry and Iris just basically up, left, and moved and left him in the house. And it's one of those things where his character is often forgot about, where a major situation has happened. Could I go get Wally to get back up? Absolutely. He's right over there. Am I going to? No. Why? Because the story isn't going to, I don't know, give him like his own credit, give him his own due, give him a little bit of a spotlight to shine on him. Even when Wally was basically the hero in the Flashpoint universe, when Barry showed up, Barry completely stole the limelight on his first day. Meanwhile, according to the laws of the universe and the way in which history was, Wally's been running around as the Flash for essentially the last few years. He was the one who woke up from the coma. He had the Speed Force powers. He had the villain and the rival. But when the Flash showed up onto the scene, it was just like, yeah, forget about the hero that's been protecting our city. Let's talk about this new guy. It's bad. And it didn't really help that the last few seasons have basically all but forgotten about him, then dropped him to the side. A lot was going on there. When you look back at like a lot of the villains that the Flash has basically been fighting for the last few years, you can go, yeah, this situation would have been a whole lot easier if Wally was here. Wally was here to back up Barry. The situation would have been tied up instantaneously. And I like the fact that Wally as a character carried that resentment, where it's like Joe was in danger and he died. Iris is in danger and he died. No one ever called me. You shoved me off to the side. You shoved me out of the team. And I've like kind of been on my own, having to find my own way with nobody really there to back me up. And it's like resentment that Wally himself thought he got over because he had kind of went zen, but was always kind of deep rooted inside his core, because at the end of the day, he's a fucking hero too. So I like the fact that Bloodwork infected Wally and basically brought that to the surface, and Barry had to deal with those demons. Bloodwork's plan is just, oh boy, completely affecting the entirety of the Arrowverse and all the new universes that Oliver has essentially been creating. Dope as shit. That is some Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 level, everything is about to be me type villainy, and I absolutely love it. I love it when Bloodwork like pops up, because at his core, he's not a villain, but his goal is just completely misguided and warped. Because at his core, it's like, you know, I have this cancer inside of me that's killing me, and I watched this cancer kill my mother, and I was too late to save my mother. And now, if I can rid the entire world of cancer and death, wouldn't we be better? Yeah, we would be better if cancer wasn't a thing. But the way in which you're going about is to turn everybody into a zombie. So I'm not exactly here for that. You know what I'm saying? I like when he pops up. Using him sparingly is a fantastic idea. I don't think he was a... No. I think he was a mid-tier... Was he a mid-card villain? I think when he popped up, the main villain of the entire series was the Forces during that season. So it was good for him to pop up and be the villain for around 6 episodes, then pop up and do this again. Love it. Absolutely fucking enjoyed it. This episode was dope as hell. This is... I want to say I would rank this as my favorite episode this season, which isn't that difficult at all. It's not difficult at all, because a lot of the episodes this season haven't been good. Batwoman kind of fell on her face, and then the filler episodes, the last few episodes, have also kind of fallen on their face as well. So it was really nice walking into this episode and having this episode feel like that good episode for a good season of The Flash, while also being and feeling like an episode of the good side of Arrow. Love it. I fucking enjoy it. I'm interested to see where exactly we're gonna go. I hear my boy this guy back here, I hear he's gonna be popping up next episode, and I already know he's gonna be up to some nefarious shit. But let me know what you thought about this most recent episode of The Flash. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.